I was gonna say something like completely forgot. Hi.
What's up? I was gonna say podcasters, igniters. Welcome to Ignite Podcast, where faith meets fire.
Fire.
I am your host Jared,
And I am your co-host Juan, and welcome to episode 19. I was gonna say 20, but 19.
19.
It's been like 20 weeks. We skipped one
It's
week.
been more.
Yeah.
It's been way
for
more.
us,
Yeah.
but out of episodes that come out, it's 19 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow. 19. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Remember we were at 10? We were like, that's a lot.
I remember at 5, I was like, this is so cool. And now at 19, I'm like, I'm No, I love that. I was having a moment of like self-reflection about the podcast. Like since the moment I woke up to like right now, I was just like, man, this podcast is amazing. Like the numbers are growing.
I feel like
the response of the people.
No, for sure. But I feel like time's been going by so much faster
Since we started the podcast,
yeah.
Everything else is just
like I think we just focus on the week, that day of. Is the episode gonna come out? Is what's the topic?
I know.
And like the Monday just comes by faster and faster.
I know.
But Mondays used to be boring. Now I look forward to them.
They're amazing. Yeah, like Mondays was like the worst day of the week, and now it's like so fun.
Now
It's
we
like,
made it amazing for you guys.
yeah, so you're welcome. But anyways, Igniters, quick little reminder for those of you watching on YouTube to like and subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Don't miss out on our weekly episode that drops every week in the weekly basis
On a Monday, I think,
of every Monday
at 1 p.m.
Pacific.
And we always make sure it drops at 1 p.m.
on Mondays
every Monday during the week.
at 1. Yes.
But you guys know the gist of each episode. We start off with our segment and then we get into our topic. And you guys know what today's topic is because we told you last week. God's no.
Yes.
God's no.
No. That's Venom. No.
Que no.
No. That's every mom's no.
It can no.
I felt like you were going to grab my ear, but I'm like, wait, he can't.
I was going to try to. I was going to move
like,
your
wait.
headphones.
No, but like I felt you. I was like, oh, my ear. I was like, wait. No, he can't. He can't even grab my ear.
Oh, you just got you're traumatized. Did your parents ever grab you by the ear, or was it your sister that grabbed you more?
I don't think I've ever been grabbed by the ear.
Wow.
Maybe once.
That's good.
Memorable? No.
I remember it was at church Sunday service. Remember we used to do two services? It was the afternoon service. This was the worst one. Like I don't know what I did. I think I had just a little attitude. I was probably like 12.
Uh-huh.
And
Then what?
and I don't know what I did, but my mom just she took me to the side and she took me all the way to the bathroom.
Then what?
No, she just
What'd you say though?
Calma.
Oh.
And I was like, okay.
Ay, Juan, come on. At least you've changed.
I say it was like a month ago that she was I do this now to just play with my mom. I just I gaslight her.
What'd you do?
I was telling her, I was like, I said something funny, but I was like, you should say sorry. She did not like that. But we play around like that. She goes, oh. So she does this thing called the scorpion pinch. And so she like digs her nails into like my skin. And she goes, I'm not going to say it to you. You say, I love you and I'm sorry. I'm like, no. I was like, you should say sorry. I just keep going it.
That's crazy.
And yeah, I got to the point like I could handle pain now from her. So I was able to handle a lot, but it got to the point where like I was making it funnier for both of us, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna say sorry. And I finally went, you know what? I am sorry. I'm sorry that you can't take the time to say sorry. That was it. She grabbed me in the ears and like she started
digging there.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
I love
you. Uncle.
What?
Hi, Sky High. You never saw Sky High?
Uncle?
Yeah. Yeah, you've never played the game Uncle? Like, you don't stop until the other person says Uncle. Okay.
What game is that?
Never mind. We'll play it later on. But today,
Sounds weird.
I'll let you explain the segment today, Jared.
The segment of today. All right, so we're gonna, I guess, compete. Yeah, I guess it's another competition one.
I don't think it's a competition. I think it's just like a friendly little game, just to see who could and what we could come up with. Imagination, creation,
All right,
creativity.
we're working together then.
Yeah, it's creativity.
Yeah, we'll judge each other's then.
I don't know. Yeah, we can do that.
Or something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
You
we'll
guys
figure
know
it
how
out.
it is.
We'll figure it out.
You all know how it goes here. So basically, human Google is gonna give one of us a random object, a random prop, and we have to give a quick, short sermon using an example with that object or about that object. It has to relate to that object given to us. So. Yeah, that's literally just the game. Make a preaching with the random object.
To make it more fun, we are both gonna close our eyes, and once we open them, we will see what the object is, and we're gonna ask human Google to just place it on the table for us.
Well, are we both gonna do the same object?
No, we're gonna do separate. So we're gonna see right now who goes first with the game of rock paper scissors. Ready? Winner chooses.
Yeah. Wait, best out of one?
Yeah.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh.
I knew it. You go first.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how to go about it.
Wait, one
No.
Yeah.
Why?
No, yeah, because I want to be surprised. I want to see what she picks like you. Just tell us when you have it there. I can't hear.
What?
Bum 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 bum. You're supposed to do the high voice, like the high, like. There's, but
For you?
just to let you guys know, there's a whole bunch of. I have my eyes closed, so I really can't see anything. But there's a whole lot of random objects in this room. You guys just can't see it.
Yeah. You guys can. Oh. You guys probably can't. Where's the
I
mic?
wish I would have seen what you did because I could.
But yeah, there's a lot of random.
I think I felt something on it. Okay, can we open them now?
Countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Lens cleaner. Multi-purpose.
Okay.
Multi-purpose. No sponsor.
Where did we have that?
Multi-purpose lens cleaner.
All right, whenever you're ready.
How much time?
30 seconds. It's a little.
Oh, no, we should do 50.
50 seconds.
It's crazy. All right. So it's not even a preaching. I guess it's more like a commercial then.
No, yeah.
It's 50 seconds.
Just give like a little short sermon. Super short
50
sermon.
seconds. This is good. Just practice for the ministry. You have a timer? Come on. No. You have to put one, bro. She said, oh, yeah, you guys can't see human Google. I was like, you have a timer? She said, yeah, right here. That don't work for me, G.
Give me a second. I said give me a second, please.
It's you.
You ready? Go.
We all have lens cleaners for some reason. Unless no one in your family has it. But lens cleaners, what they do is they take what is not clear in life and make it clear. That is what God does. This does that to your glasses, or to any type of glass. But what the Lord does, hallelujah, what the Lord does is that He takes what's a little dirty, what has some stains, what has some chocolate milk, some I don't know, some oil from the bacon, and it cleans it. It cleans it. It makes it clean so that you can see clearly through whatever goggles you are using. Whatever eyewear is on your face. It is God, the one who makes all things clean, all things clear. It is the Lord Jesus Christ.
that was good. I liked it.
I like it too.
I would buy them.
You're like my heart.
Okay.
Cierra los ojos. Y las narices también.
Stop breathing, please. Stop breathing.
Yes, the views.
I can do it. I'll make myself go red right now.
What?
Da, 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 da. That sounds heavy.
That sounded
That sounded.
interesting. Where's my mic?
Sounds-
Why did I stick my tongue out to get the mic?
I heard you talk about.
Really? I don't have my headphones on because they're covering my eyes. So I don't know how that sounds.
3, 2. These are way heavier than I thought. These were fake.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I told you these are the keys to the city. Yeah. These are the keys to Ignite headquarters. If you guys ever find out where the headquarters are, yeah. Actually, they're all different too.
Really?
Look. This, and this. It's like a dungeon, bro.
They seem like they're almost similar.
But they're not. Wait.
You
Wait.
look so disappointed.
No, they're not. Wait. They are. I keep seeing like double of this little thing right here on this one. I'm like, wait. They're not the same though. Look, because one of them is older. And look, this one only has. It's a spare.
I'm ready. I think.
It's for the bathroom. Alright.
All right.
Apostol.
You can just use that. Let me know.
Ready? Set. Go.
See these keys? These keys open any door in the world, except for your heart. We always tend to put this giant, huge door made of steel in our heart that guards our heart, and we can never get in. And you wanna know who else you block from getting in? God. You block God from getting in. All he wants to do is just grab one of these keys and
Oh, to my funny.
open it. And if he even gets a little peek in there, that's all he needs. The little peek. He maybe just wants to unlock it, open it, look inside real quick, let a little bit of that light shine in, and you know how much wonders he could do in your life. You know how much wonderful things can come in your life, and anything that you ever imagined.
I like where that was going though. Creative. We'll do one more each. Todo listo. Oh, ya lo quebraste.
I was trying to think of a verse. I couldn't think of one.
It's crazy. I can see the green light behind it.
All I heard, wait, before you started looking, all I heard was, where's the mic? Yes, ma'am. Do you get offended if someone calls you ma'am, Leah?
Some girls I know they get offended with man.
Don't call me ma'am.
But guys, like if you're 9 and someone calls you sir, it's like the biggest compliment ever.
Someone calls me sir now. I'm like, oh.
I know someone calls me sir and I'm like,
It gives me like a little like.
I feel like the president, the king. I feel royalty, chief of police. Who's touching me? Oh, the heck is that?
Besito.
Oh.
2, 1.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Some of the people watching, what is this?
It's
Do you know what it is?
cassette.
Yeah, okay. I thought you actually didn't
No,
know.
I was trying to think about the smaller version. Like, what do you
The
call
CD.
those?
No, that's the.
Those are round.
Yeah. People don't even know what that is.
But the ones that have like music, well, it's the same thing. No, those
But these are for
Those are
movies.
VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Cassettes are different.
I used to always
That's a giant cassette.
play with these.
I used to always break it when I can get in trouble. One of my saddest times in life was when I broke my Lion King one. I was extremely depressed. As like an 8-year-old. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
You see, this for some is something old, and for others, this is still technology. You know, there's things in life where we might see as useless, as things from the past. And don't get me wrong, some things should stay in the past. I think, personally, in my opinion, cassettes shouldn't stay in the past because these hold memories. There's certain things God brings from the past that will not harm you. They will do you good. Just like how sometimes there are movies that are only found in these types of devices. And now we can have them today. We can still use them. Some of us have baby videos of us when we were kids in these. Today we can still see them, and God does that too in your life.
Good job.
That was okay.
I liked it.
I needed like 10 more seconds.
I thought you were gonna go like the valuable route, but I like that one too.
Because some people don't think about it.
Yeah.
You see, because...
50. You already picked it? Oh, she said close your eyes.
I'm closed, bro. What the heck was that? Sound like a snake just split in half.
How would that sound?
Like that?
Here, give me something, like say something random. I'll see if I can come up with a sound.
Pig cooked alive.
Is that good? I was trying to, like, we went to Crazy Crab the other day, and I was like with like a seal, and I was like,
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
oh, this one's easy.
You just... That took like 0.5 seconds. Alright, mijo. Your time starts.
Well, you even asked me if I'm ready.
That's what I meant. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Alright, your time starts now.
These scissors are used for a lot of things. It's used to cut paper. I don't know if this will cut paper, but yeah, scissors are used to cut paper. They're used to cut certain objects if you want to cut them into shapes, but you all know what God uses scissors for? To cut certain things out of your life. He uses those certain things that are bringing you away and further from him. He wants you actually to cut that out of your life. Why? Because if that's furthering you away from God, he doesn't want that for you. He wants you closer to him. He wants you to look for him. And if that negative thing is just in the way, snip, snip. Like I was gonna say something really bad. I'm not gonna say it.
I know.
I'll cut it off. I'm gonna bleep it, but I was gonna. Never mind. I'm not gonna.
I knew. I know. I
Said
knew it.
snip, snip, and I was like,
I know.
I thought about Office.
About what?
How Michael was like snip, snip.
Oh.
When he was talking about his vasectomy.
Yeah.
Snip, snip.
I was thinking about circumcision.
We're both thinking around the same area.
It's because that's when you say snip. You don't say snip when you want to cut a paper.
No, it's Michael was like snip, 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 snip.
I think that's it.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. That's why me and Jared just go off the dome. We don't. That's how we usually do it every episode.
Dum 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 dum
Dum dum diddy dum dum diddy dum dum dum.
dum. I don't know what the lyrics are.
I don't either. I was gonna try to go for it, but I can't rap.
Listen, that's all I know. Doesn't he start like that? He's
Yeah,
like,
he does.
hey, listen. Now we know what to put for
Yeah.
the thingamajig.
Dum dum. That's how we're gonna.
We'll be right back after nothing.
No, no, no.
Because we're back pretty quick. Oh, this is gonna be louder. Dang, I don't like it. It sounds like a stapler.
Yeah.
Staples.
It sounds like the blocks when you're putting down in Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
That's what it sounds like. Welcome back.
Imagine a cut. That was so funny.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be back.
Hello, guys.
All right. So, as previously mentioned,
What's going on?
take all. A ver.
Take off.
Cuts my pants.
I found.
Do the splits. Do the splits.
Because he said.
Ya lo quebré.
Oh, are you serious?
Ay, bueno, ahí está, güey. Maybe I could trim this.
That I'd actually be scared of. Try this.
Is it empty?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it, but I thought I had water. The world's smallest little thing.
Did it cut anything? It cuts a little bit. It cuts.
Oh. It's on me.
It actually does cut though.
There's water.
Yeah, you.
It's like blood. Oh,
You peed.
I did.
We were trying to do British accents before this too. Did not work out.
Yeah, that's what you guys ain't.
Daddy.
No, I was about to say you guys ain't seen it. Down here.
that was a right away fell. But anyways, guys, today's topic. You guys know what today's topic is. It has to do with last week's topic, which is not last week's topic.
It's like the complete opposite. Well, not complete opposite, but it's like the other side.
Because
it's not opposite. The opposite would be
opposite.
Wait, it is opposite.
Yeah.
I'm like crazy. We're trying to overthink it. It is the complete opposite.
I don't know what I was saying.
I don't know what I was thinking of something else. I was like,
I think I tripped you out because I was like, we're talking about last week's topic, but it's not last week's topic. Is it?
You fried my brain right there. But for those of you guys who haven't seen the episode, last week's episode, do not click away. You can watch this episode first,
Yeah.
but then you have to go watch the
It
other.
doesn't matter which one you watch first, as long as you watch both of them.
Yeah. But for those of you guys who did not watch that episode, which dropped today for us,
God's yes.
yes,
Episode 18.
I'm burping. The cashews are hitting me.
We had a little snack
But
break.
last episode we talked about God's yes. Today we're gonna talk about God's no.
Remember what we left off last week with?
What?
We left off with God's no is not rejection, it's redirection.
It is. It sounds just like it. It just is, you know.
Think about something.
Outro.
Think about something. I'm gonna guess what you're thinking about, and I'm just gonna like fade it in. Mine's just gonna be a picture of Jason Momoa.
If you can guess what I'm actually thinking about, I'm gonna give you a big high five.
Oh, that's a challenge. Okay, don't tell me.
All right.
I'm actually gonna edit it in. It's gonna be so random.
I think I know this.
I'm not gonna remember when you edit it, but right now it's pretty clear.
That's the best way I've seen someone talk about their imagination just right now. It's pretty clear. You just look up. You're actually seeing it. Just start looking around.
Just 5 minutes of.
Did you ever look at like the ceiling and just see if you can find paint like drawings?
Yeah, always. When
Like,
I was a kid
this
too.
is the type of ceiling and I could do that.
Yeah, cause that's how we have it in my house. And when I was a little kid and I couldn't fall asleep, I would just be like,
What do you see?
I see faces. Like,
yeah, that's what I used to do.
where's the little.
Also, like on the way to Othello, like those rocks on the side of the road, I was like, that looks like a gorilla.
Yeah, like that.
Like that's Mufasa.
Oh no, he's falling.
Anyways, God's no. So yes, as you said, sometimes God's no is of redirection.
It's not rejection.
It's redirection.
Yeah. But some people are just little spoiled brats and they don't like hearing no.
It's true. I mean,
Say it's so mean.
not the spoiled brats part, but like the part of people not liking a no, because like we're humans, we don't like hearing what we don't want to hear. You know, unless you're really mature and you're like, I know this is for my best. I don't want to hear, but I know I need to hear it. I felt like a soap opera right
Criticism too. Some people take criticism really well and some don't.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Here's just the truth. We're just going to go boom right into it. The Bible says that for those of you guys who have been attending Bible study, Proverbs clearly says, like, if you want to be wise, then you are okay with failing. Because it is the foolish who don't like criticism. Wise people love criticism because they take it in and they change it and they analyze and see, okay, how can I change what was wrong and how can I improve what was good? That's what a wise person does.
And you said Proverbs, so let's start off with the hard verse that will like go into what we said about God's no is not rejection. It's redirection.
Uh-huh.
This verse is Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. So we might think that little steps that we're taking is our yes. Like, okay, we're doing this. I'm doing this now. Oh, God's letting me doing this because I got a little bit into it, and then all of a sudden it just could get cut off.
Yeah. And you know, most people think like, but why?
Itchy.
But some people think, why? Why?
Why?
Like, why?
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 Ethan.
Huawei. Not sponsor. You can sponsor us though. Unless Trump gets mad. But
Yeah.
sometimes we get mad with the no, we don't like it. We're like, oh, I don't want to hear no. Sometimes you need that no. And it's crazy because yes, it is a redirection. Especially if you're mature. Because here's the thing, you have to be mature. You have to be mature because a mature person takes the no, and when you receive a no, what God expects us to do is reorganize. All right, rethink. Change your priorities. Okay, you said a no. Boom. Instead of being like, what? But why? No.
It's so funny because you could like have your whole life planned out. You could have like, oh, okay, after this, I'm going to go this. I'm going to start working this. I'm going to start doing this. And all of a sudden, God stops you.
Yeah.
And everything you thought you had planned out, it could just go a whole nother direction.
Yeah. And, well, first of all, you got to remember, every time you make a plan or something you want to move, you have to ask God for guidance. Whether you do or don't, it's always important, which you should, like, please. But if, in case you don't, it is good to plan. And the Bible talks about it. It's good to plan. Like that example, like, oh, okay, by this, I'm going to have this. I'm going to go here. And then after that, we're going to move on to this. By this time, I have this goal of having this and that. Stuff like that. That is good. But when God then says, no, that is not a sign of, oh, I'm never going to plan anything then. It's not what it means at all. What that means, and what you should do, is rearrange your priorities, change the plan, consulting God. Please don't make that mistake twice of not consulting God. You consult God and you redo the plans. You reorganize. You address things that need to be addressed. You really find the importance in faith, because that's one of the things when God says no, you find importance in your own faith.
And if it's something that's bugging you so bad too, like, why did you say no to this? Why? Ask God.
Please.
Ask him. There's nothing that says don't ask him. Ask him, why are you cutting this from my life? Why do you want me to go this way when I thought we were good going this way? Because even when you're walking with God, it could just be, he could just, I don't know, just, nope.
But that can
Go
be
weird.
part of the plan as
Yeah.
well.
Nah, you got to remember that we don't know how he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what he's thinking or why he does it. That's why we got to ask him. And if he doesn't answer still, just keep going with it.
God is always there to help. So there's things in his plan, in his will he has for us, there's things that don't make sense for us as humans. Where we're like, well, I wouldn't do that if I was God. Whoa, that's a good thing. Thank God that you're not God. I'm glad that Jesus is God and not me.
I read a Bible verse earlier this week. It's Isaiah 55. I saved it earlier this week too. That's why I just thought of this. Isaiah 55, 8 through 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
See, right there, God is just being very like open, full transparency, being like, remember,
Maybe you
I am
don't see.
here,
It's
you're
also
not.
it's also him saying maybe you don't see this right now. Maybe you don't see why I'm taking this away from you, but you're gonna see later on.
yeah, you
I see. I know the best for you, so just
trust.
trust.
Just it's something you have to do with God. In the relationship with God, you have to trust. And again, going back to God, maybe God changing a plan and stuff like that. For us humans, it doesn't really make sense. But there's a purpose, you know. Maybe, you know, I'm going to just give this example because I guess it's something basic or easy. They say you go through a breakup. And then God is like, and then you're like, why? Why? But everything and all of that. And God can be like, yeah, that's part of my plan. Really? You let my heart be broken?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For your own good. Because even that shapes you. It's like our muscles. If you want to grow muscles, you have to do exercise. And when you do exercise, what happens to your muscles is that it rips. And then protein goes in and your muscles get bigger. And then you do more exercise. Your muscle rips. Protein goes in. It gets bigger. It is the same with certain processes. That's why the Bible says you're going to go through processes. But I'm not going to let you die in the process. Like, you're going to go through a process and you're going to suffer. You're going to be sweating. You might bleed a little bit. But I assure you, you won't die. So when you go through let's give the example, through a breakup, you won't die because of the breakup. If, you know, you're working out and you're sore, you won't die because you're a little bit sore. No, you're getting stronger. You're getting shaped to be the person God wants you to be.
I just thought of another verse. Oh, the verse. It's Apostle Paul. This is 2 Corinthians 12, 8 through 9. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me.
Exactly. That's an important point. When God says no, accept it. Accept it.
He's gonna
Accept it because God's plan is perfect. Every yes that God gives is perfect. Every no God gives is perfect. Every time God says wait is perfect. Every time it feels like God is moving too fast for us humans, it's perfect. Every time he's moving slow for us humans, it's perfect. Everything if it feels like God is silent, that silence is perfect.
especially in those weakest times, like it says right there. In those weakest times, if I say no, just know my grace is sufficient for you.
Yes. God's grace is enough. God's power is enough. God's authority is enough. God's love is enough. God's plan is more than enough. That's why you want to follow it. That's why you want to accept it. And I encourage you guys, if God says no, you have to accept it.
I'm getting scared because Jared's getting mad.
You already know me. You're getting to know me more and more. But here's the thing. The first step in that acceptance, and we said this last episode, is by giving thanks. That's the first thing you need to do. And I've had to learn this. And you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm proud that I've learned quite a bit. But I also know I have lots to learn in the same thing, which is...
You will always learn.
I know.
You're never going to stop learning, growing, gaining more and more knowledge.
Yeah, accept that. And here's the thing. I am still learning to this day to give thanks when God says no. Like, God says no, thank you. Thank you for, you know, what you have allowed me. Like, again, and this is for all of you guys, because most of you guys are teenagers in high school or young adults going into college. If you're going through a breakup, if you're going through a breakup, give thanks to God. You know, you're like, you know, I learned a lot. Thank you. If a family member passes away,
Oh, that's the hardest for a lot of people.
you have to give thanks.
I've learned that I've done that more and more.
Yeah, and
It sucks.
it's kind of crazy because that's something you just learn with age.
Yeah.
Like the older you get, the more, you know, loved ones pass away. You just have to learn.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time.
The thing is, it's gonna hurt, but that's where you just gotta ask God to give me strength.
And going on that topic, you know, jumping a little bit into that topic, you have to be mature and really be careful of not being like, why didn't I do this with that person? Why didn't I
Yeah.
spend this time?
No
'Cause
regrets.
You can't do anything. It's not like you can go back or, you know, be like, wait, I still want to do this with you. You can't. So give thanks for
The time that you had.
the time that you had. And if you still have certain people, you know,
Don't waste that time.
don't waste that time. Really be grateful today and show it. Show it. And I put this on my Instagram on yesterday actually for Easter, which is something I learned. I meditated a lot in what we call Holy Week, is that love, Jesus showed this. Love is shown in a greater way when there's actions put into words. Which is like true, duh, but like Jesus many times said, I love you, but then he showed it by dying on the cross. He on that cross, if I remember correctly, he never said, I love you guys, but him being on that cross showed greater than any words that he loves you. Him being on that cross, him staying on that cross, because yes, he did have the power to get off, but him staying on the cross was the action of him saying, I love you.
Me and Jared were talking about. I watched The Passion. So you guys are watching this next or today, which is for us. It's next week. So 2 weeks ago, it
For you
was
guys.
Resurrection Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, I think Friday.
Friday, you said.
Friday I got home and parents were watching The Passion. I just sat down with them, but I started bawling. But I think it's because now that I've gotten so much closer to God, just seeing Jesus, everything he had to go through, and that's just like a little visual. Just that probably doesn't even compare to what actually happened. That's what like hit me harder. It's like, oh.
I want to do something, but no one's gonna let me do it. Which is, I want to do like the lesser version of that. When I turn 33,
Like,
I want to get like whipped
gutted.
and punched and then walk.
Oh, dude, there's a scene where like they just,
And it rips off.
yeah, that one got me.
I want to watch Passion of Christ. I'm gonna go watch it when I get home.
Let's have a
Passion of
movie
Christ.
night for youth.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like,
Passion of Christ.
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do what my dad did to me. One time I was in his room and he has a TV in his room and we're watching
you told me.
we're watching Passion of Christ, right? And it was that scene where he's like, I think it was when he was getting whipped with the tail of nine cats. I mean the cat of nine tails, and
Tell the cat.
and then the cat of nine tails. And he's all like, every hit he was all like, "Ese es por tu pecado." And I was like, "No, I'm sorry." He's like, "Ese es por esa vez que mentiste. Ese es por esa mentirita que dijiste. Ese es por." I was like, "No."
We're gonna play it at church and we're gonna be silent the whole time.
So that part, I'm gonna get a mic in the back. I'm gonna be in my office, just like hidden. I'm gonna be like,
No, just looking through the
Pushing.
window. You're just gonna be right there.
be like, "That's for that one time you stole." Because if we're being honest,
It's true.
that's
For
why
every single thing.
he went through that through that because of every sin we've committed. But it is out of love. But anyways,
we got
whole different topic.
Yeah.
Whole different topic. God's no is perfect. And you have to accept it and you have to give. If God says no, say thank you. Because if God says no, and I want you guys to remember, if God says no, then there's something greater for you to expect that he's going to give you. And I was thinking about this when I rewatched the last week's episode. When God says yes and And I think it's when I said, and this is a concept we all Christians have and all Christians we preach, which is when God says no, that means there's something better coming your way. I think as humans, we think that means, I asked for $1,000.
I'm going to get $10,000.
Yeah, God says no. Oh, that means I'm going to get $10,000. No.
Oh,
Better doesn't mean more. Better means perfect. And perfection,
it's impossible.
no, perfection doesn't necessarily mean more, right?
Yeah.
Perfection, God's perfection, for you, perfection could be $1,000. God's perfection could be you need $700 only. To put an example. But that is perfect because maybe with $1,000, who knows? Maybe your pride would have gone up, your ego would have increased. Maybe you wouldn't have helped the poor or something like that. Maybe with $700, because God knows our hearts and He knows our hearts more than anyone. He's like, with that, I know that you're gonna become a greater person.
That's why when we make plans for a future, we're like, okay, no, I'm set. Like this is it.
Yes.
And God says no. We're like, okay, that's because you have something better for me.
Yeah,
No,
like
he's doing that because he knows that you're gonna be a better person.
you phrase it correctly.
You're gonna build you up.
You
Build you up during this process and this trial.
You phrase it in a good way. You phrase it in a very perfect way. That is very, very, very true. It is to make you a better person. Because, what if, God, I want a car, and God is like, no. It's not gonna be like, oh, you're giving me 2 cars. No. Maybe He's giving you no car, but maybe you're gonna put the effort and maybe walk into church.
Because we got to think about we gotta try to be more like Jesus. We're never gonna be like Him, but that's what we should want. Just always try to be like Him.
Every single day, every single hour, every single minute, every single second, and everything we do.
I wish I could have that love that I have love, but the amount of love that Jesus had, you know how much He had.
It's unimaginable. Like, you can compare it with maybe the love you have for your parents. If you have kids, maybe that love you have, because that's the love God had for Jesus and has for us. But that love of maybe, because you could be like, I can die for you, right? Maybe you could tell that to your parents. Maybe you could tell that to your husband or wife. Maybe you could tell that to your kids, right? And maybe you would. But to be like, you can die for everyone.
Yeah, that's why.
Everyone dead, alive, and that is to be alive. It's like, I don't know about that.
A lot of people say that. They go, imagine a situation. You go, oh, I would die for you. Someone just comes up, really? Serious? No, you got it. You got it.
You could kill him.
Just do it. Just kidding. It's hard to get to that level.
But not impossible.
It's not impossible.
But
that's what we should strive for every single time. And when God says no, that's what we should strive and think about. Like, okay, you're saying this no for a reason. You want me to grow. You're doing this for a reason. You want me to get closer to you. You're doing it because you know that it's going to be the best plan that is with you.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Of course. God is perfect. Man, I really I really want to emphasize God's no is for your own good. God's no.
And if you're not going to understand it,
if you're not understand it, please try to understand it.
go talk.
Please. Please. Like, please try to understand and be accepting. Yes, we're human, and when we don't want to hear a no and we hear a no, it takes us off, right? Too bad. Accept it. Like, first step.
You can honestly be sad for be upset for a minute.
Be mad.
Yeah.
Who cares? But
do whatever you got.
Accept it at the end. Accept it. Be mad, be angry, be sad, cry about it. Woohoo. Go cry me a river. But at the end of the day, you have to accept it. You have to accept God's no, because it is for your own good. You're going to grow in your faith. And I think we can both share times where God said no, and
oh yeah,
it made our faith grow. My faith grew more and more every time he said no.
I got closer.
With
I was out of church. Now I'm here
because he said no to something.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he's changed. Yeah, he's giving me plans and made my future better while I was walking with him, and I realized that.
And it's the same thing going back to yes. If he says yes, you have to stay humble.
Yeah.
You have to stay humble when he says yes. And
oh yeah, Yeah, once he says yes, keep serving him. Do
and
more.
and stay humble because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you gave me a yes, and I really have to handle. Because again, God says no, He has something better, right? There's something better for you. God says yes, you better take that with a lot of respect. If God gives you a blessing, you have to respect that. If God gives you a job, you make sure you don't lose that job. God gives you a family, you make sure you're taking care of that family.
I'll give a little example. A job. I was blaming work for a reason that I don't have time for church. I have too much work. Blaming work. God opened up a door for me. Got a job and basically was like, "Hey, I gave you this.
Now you have time for me."
Now do what I want you to do."
That's crazy.
And what I did was, I'm in church. I my number one priority is God. If it comes to work or God.
And that's me, honestly. If there's nothing between God and me, whether it's, I don't know, school, family, my own desire, my own plans,
partner.
my partner, it doesn't matter. God is God first. Yeah, I can't. Like, I don't know. You could put, let's say God is right here. You put $1 billion next to me. I'm going with God. I can't. There's no question. And it's not me bragging. It's not my ego. It's just without him, I'm literally nothing. God is worth way more than $1 billion, $1 trillion. All the money in the world is not going to give me what God can give me. It's not going to do what God did. $1 billion did not cry, did not die on the cross for my sins. Jesus did. I'm going with that.
It's like
guy.
that saying that's like, oh, if you had more money, you'd be happy. Now, the money won't bring you that joy that you're missing.
Less money is going to make you happy? That's not true either.
Yeah.
You know what's going to make you happy? Jesus.
He'll bring you the truth.
Jesus is going to give you the joy. No matter if you have 1 cent, $1 billion, no matter if you have 5 dogs, no dogs, Jesus is going to give you the joy. Jesus is going to bring you happiness. And you know what? Stay humble. Accept God's no. Accept God's yes. Take care of God's yes. And God is going to bless you. Because He's so loving. Do we deserve blessings? No. But if He wants to bless you, that's because of His love. And the biggest blessing is salvation.
And give Him thanks.
Yes, please give it.
Give Him thanks for that.
But the biggest blessing we have is that second try. The second chance He gave us.
Oh, yeah.
The second chance we have to live and live for Him. That's the best gift I've ever received. Ever. And nothing's going to ever top it. Even when I have my own kids, which is, one of the greatest blessings we've received here on earth, it can't top what God did on the cross. It can't top what Jesus did on the cross.
And we're going to show our kids that.
And yes, I'm going to be like, I love you so much. I will die for you, but someone died for you before I could. And that's Jesus.
You're going to do what your dad did.
I'm like, ya ves?
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Sup, Igniters? This is Juan. I just want to give you guys a heads up that the last 13 minutes of this video will only be me because Jared's camera footage decided to get corrupted. So, yeah, sorry again. Hopefully next week's episode, next week's episode will be fine. Hope you guys enjoy, and we will see you guys here soon.
I'm so butthurt from what you said last week.
I was just kidding.
I'm just kidding. No es cierto. You're saying that fucking no me duelan los sentimientos.
No, I was just kidding. I really was.
What?
I really was just kidding.
I don't know.
It did help. That's how we used to do it first. I think like the first 3 episodes.
I don't know if I can trust you anymore. But you can trust God. You can trust God.
Segue.
Yes, sir. Man, we're professionals at this point. We know how this works. We know how this business goes. We know how this form of entertainment, of information, of news works. I'm imagining the thing I imagined
Earlier. I'm imagining the reasons of why God said no and what I'm going to do afterwards. Segue.
All right. So to recap before we go, God says no. What do you have to do? Accept it, bruh. Give thanks, dude.
Now, what's the second thing?
Second thing, suck it up. I'm just kidding.
We'll redo that. What's the second thing?
Second thing, reorganize. You have to reorganize the plans. If you had a plan, you had this or that, whatever it was, God says, no. Respectfully, you just have to be like, okay, God, thank you. I accept. Now help me. You have to call on God. No, es que ya no puedo.
What's the third thing?
No.
No.
Eh?
He actually left. Are you gonna come back?
No.
I don't have the camera on me.
I know, that's why. I understood your separate, bro.
I'm cutting that. Okay. Three. Three.
What was the third one? Your turn. I don't think.
He's doing it to protect us.
Yes.
Protection.
Yes.
Trust in this.
You have to. You have to continue to trust. Yes, suavecito. You're like,
Four.
the Tom and Jerry scream.
Was that close?
No, that was literally just Juan. Whenever if he's like his finger falls off or something.
I don't. Who was it? Who was it yesterday? Oh, it was Evelyn. She was going off on me because she thought there was a girl in front of her. No, it was just me screaming.
Oh yeah.
Because I was burning myself with the waffle. We cooked their youth group cooked
Sorry.
for service Sunday morning. Cooked breakfast for the congregation, and we were me and another man, handsome, sexy man. If you're listening to this, you're a sexy man. Juan. Yes, it's probably because we both have the same names too. That's just what a coincidence.
There is
But we were making waffles, and I was taking it to the area where we were putting the waffles, and it was just hot. And I was like, "Ay!" Or what? I don't even know how I was yelling.
You're like, hi. Yeah, I think you were doing that.
I was like, "Ay!"
But you're doing it like in a high voice.
Yeah, no, because it was burning. It was hot. And yeah, that she looked up and she's like, "Oh, I thought that was a girl." And I was like, oh. "It's just one."
Just me. You're like.
That was Juan. That was Juan doing that.
Huh?
Juan had the skirt mandil, so he was doing the.
Anyways, to recap, and then I want to give some shout outs to just whoever I see whoever's following on Instagram, and then I also have something you guys need to do.
No, we also have a little. We will give you guys an update too of something. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. I think.
Sorry. I'm sorry. You're sorry.
I'm sorry.
For a time.
Bum bum.
What was it you were gonna say?
Sorry. To recap, the part 1 and part 2 of what God says, yes and no. When God says yes, take it with humbleness, give thanks, and take care of it. Whatever He said yes to, respect God's authority. Like, honestly, treasure it deeply in your heart. Treat it well. If it's a talent, multiply it. Please. If He says no, oh well.
Treasure that now.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
Literally, because
no.
here's the thing we didn't really touch on. Well, we kind of did, which is
Just no.
when God says no, after a little while, we look back, we're like, thank you for saying no.
He just gave you a testimony to give.
Yes, thank you for saying no.
Yeah.
I needed that no. And now that no shaped me.
That no, I'm
Amen.
gonna use it to bring other people.
Fire.
But yeah, we love you guys. And what was it?
All right.
But yeah, that is today that we are done for today's topic. We hope you guys enjoyed that topic. Yeah. Before we end today's episode, we are gonna leave you guys with the little. It's not even a cliffhanger, but next week, tune in.
Kind of do not give it. Do not give it all. But
Tune in because it is for a bunch of us that our whole Ignite podcast team. We're all Hispanics. We all know what next week is.
yes.
And that is
yes. See.
that is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, bring the
Cinco de
guacamole.
Mayo. It's time to ride some burros.
Yeah, chimichangas.
That's racist.
What we did. Now when Leah was singing. I don't even know if they heard me.
But yeah, tune in for next week's episode. It's our Cinco de Mayo episode.
Episode 20.
It's gonna be a special one.
It's a very special one. You have to tune in. You have to tune in. Bye.
Pick that up.